This week on Dean Partridge's Canadian Whitetail.
Got a nice 5x5 with a split G2 that Trevor's after here. He's in full velvet. We're hoping to get a shot at him before he sheds his velvet, but I think we're going to get it.
I've mentioned before that I feel that Ken Hayworth is one of the best real-world deer hunters that I know. And not only that, he takes time out of his own schedule to help those around him succeed in the deer woods. And this week he's taking good friend Trevor Horn after what he hopes is his first archery whitetail. The best legends of hunting are those unknown, and Ken Hayworth fits that category well. A small-town Saskatchewan fellow with big accomplishments, including 3 deer over that magic 200-inch mark, and multiple others nipping at that number's heels. Recently, that unknown man was noticed and asked to write an entire chapter for the official Boone and Crockett book on hunting trophy whitetails. Ken's trophy room is one that makes any serious deer hunter weak in the knees, and for many like me, it's not just the giant antlers that adorn the walls, but it's that I know the passion, the sacrifice, and the decades of hard work that they represent. Unselfish Ken's other passion is helping his friends become as successful in the deer woods.
Nice long tines all over on this side. It's not real wide, but look at the head on that thing and the body. Jeez, this thing is a tank. It's not going to be fun getting them out of here.
This year we were with Ken again, hunting with good friend Trevor Horn, looking for his first archery deer and hoping on a velvet giant. But if you're going to hunt with Ken, it starts much earlier in the year, scouting and setting up. Ken has long ago learnt that success is much higher when targeting one specific buck, and Ken, Trevor, and Ken's son Bo head in to set up on a buck that Ken knows very well.
Let her go. Whoa! Right there. In there. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, we're almost done brushing up the blind here. We set it up right here. There's a nice little opening and it's kind of a funnel for the deer to come through here. They cut across the main grid from the big bush to an alfalfa field where they're feeding every night. So got a nice 5x5 with a split G2 that Trevor's after here. He's in full velvet. We're hoping to get a shot at him before he sheds his velvet, but I think we're going to get it right here. Perfect funnel spot. Just 70 yards over there. It's wide open grass. We like to funnel out the corner and hit the corner over there and out to feed. And we're going to get him before he gets there.
With just weeks left before the season, Ken spread some Big & J to keep the deer on the trail within range and hold a split G2 5x5 on his routine. As the days to season fade, Ken and Trevor continue to watch the buck cross from the bluff that the blind is in, out to the alfalfa fields, patiently waiting for season's open, hoping the deer holds his pattern. Welcome back. Before the break, Ken and Trevor put the time in and got set up on the big split G2 5x5. And now with opening day here, anticipation was high for Trevor to get a chance at his velvet deer that was still frequently the Big & J on the Spy Point trail camera. Shortly into the evening, the deer began to move, including this young buck. This heavy young deer has all the makings to become a giant if he's let survive. The young buck looks back and Ken and Trevor see a very welcome sight. It's the big split G2 5x5. In a heart-wrenching instant, the big buck turns from the trail headed toward Trevor's blind and spooks from something in the field, vacating out of range.
Canadian Whitetail is proudly brought to you by Ozonics, the new leader in scent control. Hoyman, premium tree saws. Scott Archery. And CBE bow sights. And by Black Eagle arrows and PX2 broadheads. You're watching Dean Partridge's Canadian Whitetail, North America's premier wild whitetail show.
Welcome back. Ken and Trevor are headed in on day 3, still hoping for a quality encounter with the target buck. Trevor's still dreaming of a velvet giant, but with every day being a day closer to him shedding that velvet, when they checked the Spy Point trail camera, it's confirmed that the velvet deer dream is gone and he is now in full hardhorn.
Third sit in here anyways for the 5x5 with the split G2 mature deer, but we tried to get him in velvet. He come one time, skirted past us, just out of range, and we went to add a shot anyways unless he would have stopped, but he was too far. And he's been coming in at good daylight hours, so we'll see how she works out.
Early in the evening, this gorgeous young up-and-comer makes an appearance. Something catches the young buck's attention. They look out to the edge, and there he is. Much more cautious than the younger deer, the older split G2 buck senses something's up, and again there's something in the field that has him on full guard. He's now within range. Trevor just needs a broadside shot. The buck turns broadside, and knowing that the buck is bothered by something, Trevor wastes no time.
Welcome to this week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment. Locate, learn, set up, hunt. Brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long.
Whether hunting over it, using it for scouting, or using it as a supplement during the off-season, attractants are something that are becoming more and more popular every year. And while the focus is usually on how powerful that attractant is, what often gets left out is how that product will have an effect on that deer's overall diet and health. Everything that you put out, those deer are eating, they're ingesting that, and that becomes a part of their diet. It's just like you or I, anything that goes into your body gets used. So you want to ensure that what you're giving those deer is not only a good attractant, but it's also healthy for them. And you can do that by making sure that those ingredients are on that package. You want something that's high in protein, has fats, fiber, calcium, and other minerals. So what you want to use is something that's a powerful attractant and also healthy and nutritious for those deer. That way it's a win for everybody. And that's your Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment for the week.
This week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment has been brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants.
Welcome back. Before the break, Trevor's target buck had made an appearance. And although on pins and needles, the deer was well within range, and with something in the field bothering the buck, Trevor knows it's now or never.
Well, I just put an arrow into the buck we've been watching, and we're gonna go see if we can find my arrow.
See if we can find the arrow, see what it looks like. Looked good on the video. Maybe a touch back, but still pretty good. It wasn't way back or nothing, so let's take a look.
Covered in blood.
She's pretty red. She looks good. That's what we like to see. Followed blood quite a ways here, probably about 100 yards already, but it's just starting to clot up. I had to take over the tracking job since Trevor is red-green colorblind and he's running in the grass here, so but we got good blood to here. We're just going to take it another 20 yards, 30 yards. It's clotting up, and that'll be about it. And if we don't find it, we'll come back in the morning. Got in here this morning, found him. Trevor got his first archery whitetail. Looked like he might have hit a little far back, but it turns out he hit it pretty good. It was only 30 yards past where we stopped looking last night. We've been watching this thing for probably at least 3 years, maybe 4 years. Been crossing an area where we don't usually hunt. We just pass by it all the time when we're out scouting. See him, he always coming out to an alfalfa field. When we seen him this year, Trevor decided this was our perfect opportunity. He's nice, mature. Old buck, he started to get gnarly. Started to fork on the G2 and he's got a little point off his brow here.
Did initially plan to take him in velvet, but unfortunately on the 15th of September, he shed his velvet. So we stayed on him, and next time we sat, sure enough, he showed up and we got him.
That's crazy. After 5 days of being shed out, how dark his horns are already, how much he has been rubbing.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for hooking me up.
No problem.
I
Congratulations.
got my first archery whitetail deer.
Yeah, first of many.
Hopefully more to come.
We'll get more. Right on.
Although everybody loves to hunt big bucks, there's few that are consistently successful. And there's even fewer that'll take the time to share that ability with others to help them as well. Luckily for the hunting world, Ken is both of the above. And congratulations, Trevor, on a fantastic deer. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Canadian Whitetail.
For exclusive content, follow Dean and the team on Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter @WhitetailDean. For Canadian Whitetail gear and apparel, visit CanadianHuntShop.com.